Hello. So, all right. Let me tell you about a good story movie, a good movie setup and a bad movie setup. Okay, let me put this down here. Anyway, okay. Okay. I'm talking about two sci-fi films. One is called, excuse me, I, Robot. The other one is called Runaways. Now, both of our lead characters have a very drastic distrust of robots. Now, in iRobot, Will Smith's character, as likable as he is, his character setup, as to as we see in the middle of all of it, or whatever, through the course of the film, why he distrusts robots, where everyone is too, not dependent on them, but they accept it without question. They don't question that, a robot might, break down, or they would replace it easy enough. They'll say, oh, I need a new model. But it's like, clearly, it won't, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's never going to become sentient and, turn evil, or any, that old cliche. It's like, that's never going to happen. It's like, what? Um, yeah, so, but then his character is supposed to not distrust but dislike robots, so that when shit starts happening, he questions it, and he's the only one that questions it. That maybe it might be the robot. Well, no one else thinks of it at all. It's like, no, a mystery solver would think that it might be the robots. Would be open to the possibility of that. Any mystery person would do that. Damn thing is that this movie's supposed to be written that people are blithering morons. It's like, my technology will never turn against me. It's like, what is this, a sci-fi novel? Oh wait, it's based on a sci-fi novel written by apparently a very brilliant guy who apparently writes how people are incredibly stupid, which is what I like. But it kind of comes off as stupid when the whole world is like that. Because, like, this sole guy, the, suspects the robots because a robot didn't listen to him and said, well, I'll save you instead of the little girl because you have a higher success rate of survival than the little girl, so I'll save you. And that's it. Not that the case looks like it points in that direction. It's that he just dislikes robots. Oh, God. Anyway. So, it comes off as supposed to be character development or depth or some bullshit like that. In actuality, it kind of comes off as just tries to get it tries to add layers when it really doesn't. It gives more character development than it really should because he's a mystery solver. He's supposed to be non-biased. He's supposed to have an incredibly open mind, but apparently, someone wrote thought it was needed to be written that way. That this guy just needs to have his character depth, or whatever. Now, in Runaways, which is a much better film, by the way, for its 1980s low budget animatronics. No CG here, people. Here, where did I put the damn thing? I have it somewhere. Anyway, point is, in Runaways, starring the Burt Reynolds, the guy that was the bandit in Smoking the Bandit, the guy from Blue Bloods, the guy who was originally cast to be Indiana Jones, but then went and did Magnum P.I. Yeah, that guy. The dad from Meet the Robinsons. Uh, um, so he, his character is a lot more believable in his dislike for robots because even though the robots are kind of rather impractically designed because they're basically boxes on wheels. Yeah, I still don't quite understand how that works. As opposed to all the other robot designs I've ever seen, at least they're capable of actually having arms and stuff. This thing has, it's a box. It's a tower on wheels. Um, It's the only real laughable thing about it. But his job is that he's a you know how police have a cyber division now because now technology. So this is a robot crime. It's like oh um, like in here, where is it? Here, Bubblegum Crisis. Not that one. That's grab. No, no, not that cover. No, that one. Where's the other one? That one here. That couple here. Ah, yes. Bubblegum Crisis 2030. Yes. Okay. There's the AD Police, I believe they're called. Special Crime Division, the hunting down boomers, or in their spin-off called Parasites. And yeah, so it's this branch off division that handles, defective robots. And we see the first one off in the beginning of the film. They have to go and get a crop android that's running amok in a field. So they kind of have to pull basically Looney Tunes style of having to deal with this thing. Have to finally track it down through the field. Basically jump on this thing and turn it off. And then we get into the serious one when there's this one that gets a gun. Somehow it runs amok. So he has to go in this house and disable the darn thing, save this family and this little boy. So we see the comedic side of this where it's like, oh god, I don't have to stop this thing in the field, and have it like knock them around. It's all Looney Tunes. It's hilarious. But then we get into the serious side of things when things go dark, and it's like, oh shit, now it's got a gun. He has to stop this robot and nothing. So we see the both sides of this thing. This is his daily life. That's fine. That is proper setup right there. So we see his life, and he's been at this for a good long while. So when he says, oh wait, there's an exploded shell bomb in her arm, and they're going to send in the robot to extract it. He says, no, those things break down half the time. It's like, I'll go do it. And he says that because he doesn't trust this thing to do it right, because he's been around enough robots, particularly that thing, enough to know when shit breaks down. It's unreliable. That's what technology is. It's not 100% foolproof, which is basically what the other film was trying to imply of it kind of stupidly. He actually states it out outright. Technology is not, unfallible. It breaks. It malfunctions. Trust me, just now we're trying to get technology a lot more precise, especially in robotics. So it's a lot more explained, it's a lot more believable because he actually outstates it outright. These things don't work. That's his job. He's seen this. It's not a bias, it's a fact. So anyway, he pulls the damn thing out of her arm and, they throws it across the room and explodes. So I know, spoilers, but that's the thing. It is explained better. His bias towards robots is a fact. It's his job. It's his daily job, as opposed to the other guy who just dislikes robots, because trauma, and he feels bad of his survivor's guilt. So instead of hating himself, he hates the robots. So it's a projection. So it's like just this needless bullshit. It's like, you're a mystery solver. You're a detective. Go detect. And keep an open mind of who the culprit is. You don't have biases. You don't see Sherlock walk in and say, clearly it's not that guy because, I like that guy, so clearly it's not him. Or, I dislike this guy, so therefore it must be him. Sherlock goes in unbiasedly. Like Poirot and other mystery solvers. They are impartial. That's why they're sociopaths, is that they don't get attached to particular people when they go into a case. Because anybody could be the suspect, including the butler. That's why the old cliche, the butler did it. So, iRobot's bias is stupidly overly complicated because it feels like it's trying to be more complex than it really needs to be for a simple, straight up, oh wait, our AI turned evil and is taking over story. As opposed to over here in Runaways, is where an asshole is basically trying to sell weaponized domesticated robots to the highest bidder, or chips to put in the robots, the highest bidder. You know, it's not overly complicated. It's not this overly complex thing. It needs to, it's simple. It's straightforward. It gets the job done. There's a difference between trying to tell a good story and trying to be, it's someone who's actually smart versus someone who's trying to showcase that they're smart. Trying to show off how artistic we are. Look how smart I am. It's like you're posing. Stop, posing to find your light. It's okay. Just be smart. You don't have to pose for it. That's the thing. Show off. It feels like that. Again, pretentiousness in Hollywood stories. It's like, just be grand. You don't have to showcase how grand I am. It's just be grand. Straightforward writing, which is what a lot of 80s films were. It was straightforward writing. It isn't convoluted. It's not bogged down by complex bullshit. It's like, well, why does he do that? For the sake of the plot. Because then we wouldn't have this needful scene that comes next. Which totally, it just gets stupid. Like I said, 15 stupid things in order for the movie to happen at all, because safeguards are supposed to be there for a reason, so shit like that doesn't happen. But then we wouldn't have a film. That's why real life is so fucking boring. If we put in safeguards, they're supposed to work. That's why you don't see half the shit you see in movies happen, because we have safeguards. That's kind of how we designed them. Anyway, so so Burt Reynolds' acting is superb. All in all, I really enjoy Runaways. Honestly, a bit better than I do iRobot, which is still kind of good, but it's just too. It just gets frustrating when the rest of the world says, "Huh, a mansion was torn down at 9 o'clock at night." Why? That doesn't make any sense. No one does the construction at night. That's stupid. Especially demolition. Demolition at night. It doesn't make any sense. And no one, finds that little head scratching a little bit odd, and then they have that big accident in the tunnel. It's like, so you were saying this wasn't just an accident? The whole thing is controlled by AI. How does that have an accident? And around our lead character. A little coincidental, but the guy doesn't think of it at all. And the chief is like, you're an idiot. And that's why Will Smith throws his wallet, his badge at him, because he's too stupid until the evasion happens. He's like, oh, damn, he was right. And it's like, what the fuck? Why are you in charge? You're an idiot. It's like, my God. But it's supposed to be, don't put your faith into technology so much. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket. I get it. But Burt Reynolds' character, and thus the movie, is a lot less heavy-handed about it. It's not not a metaphor, but a moral, not a moral story, but a cautionary tale. It's more of the fact. These things break down. Fuck it, I'll do it myself. Because I believe in myself more than I do with the robot, because of fact. Not not just my opinion based on because of just how I feel. So Runaways is a lot less heavy-handed. iRobot still has good, decent, enough storytelling what it has going for it. One with good acting, made up for a lot by Will Smith's acting. The whole thing with the robot's still pretty good. I like the robot story arc immensely. I like it's a little bit like a Pinocchio story, a little bit. And I like the fact that the robot, he realizes his destiny, goes, I think my destiny is I'm supposed to kill you. It's like, that is rather nice. I like that. He surmises from what he's observed about himself, the robot. He wasn't told, but he observes that how he was created. He says, you're not quite like the others. I'm pretty sure the creator mentioned that. but that he's realizing I am not like the others. And so yeah, that's about it on that. Uh, so yeah, watch the two films, watch them back to back, and see the difference. And I hope you will see what I see. Understanding of good storytelling and writing, and hopefully we can get back to that. A lot less heavy-handed bullshit, and just tell a simple story about a man who believes in himself over robots. That's it. All right, so um, that's about it. If I get another review going on my day off, I'll make sure to do that tomorrow. And yeah. So until then, fair faithful viewer, stay safe, and as always, see you at the movies. Well, when they open again. Right. I doubt AMC will be there. Apparently, they're going the way of Blockbuster. Damn shame. I rather like them. Bye.